All right. 皆さん、こんばんは。
こんばんは。
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 Okay, I had to tell them. We'll see if they actually stick. We'll see. In Japanese culture, we do this like our little, oh, you can't really tell, little ogre oni ears. Onis are Japanese demon, and it
Ooh.
just means like angry. So we just do to tell someone I'm angry. Yes. It's like a Japanese demon. A lot of people ask you like, oh, mama wa, like, was your mom mad? And cold. Yeah, she was mad. Cold. All right. I'm so excited for this. And today we are going to read our story. Yatta!
Yeah.
If you were not here and you missed some of it, you probably will be okay and you can figure it out, because I on purpose repeated a lot because for Japanese, we're setting you up to read, and so we can't do 12 verbs. We could, but yeah, reading time would not be as fun. So this is what we're gonna do. We are going to read, and I'll just point to a word. Like, for example, if I pointed to this, and then you guys would all say Ken.
Ken.
And don't go ahead like Ken likes tacos. If you are really fast at reading, just we say gaman, be patient. So Ken
Likes tacos.
tacos. Perfect. Just like that.
Should we be muted?
Nope. Gotta talk. I want to hear your voices. And it's okay if you are talking over others, because we're all gonna just get it when we get it, and it's totally fine. And then at the end, after you guys, decode and read, that I will read it for you one time so you can hear me saying it. Ken likes tacos. And then, yeah, if you have questions or anything, you can ask me, but we'll try and just read one time through first before we do our second or third time. And then I can't decide if I want to tell you all my teacher tricks as we go or not, but I definitely will give you some teacher tricks, and especially Angie-san. If you teach Mandarin again, you can use some of these tips and tricks. These come from Dr. Terry Waltz's cold character reading. And I'm not doing it exactly how she suggested it because we have such a short little class. So just, yeah, saying that just in case someone has ever watched Terry Walton's, like, huh? Okay. Here we go. Are you ready?
So we're doing kanji?
You're going to read all the things. So make sure you're unmuted so you can.
Okay.
So, oopsies. Did I give you the right story? I thought that I was giving you the story with, close your eyes really quick. Whee! I went really far. I did the bonus. You're just at the bonus. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. Same thing, all applies. Minai-chan, shizukarishi, ima oshiete masu kara. Okay. I will now speak to her in Japanese. Maybe that will work. Hey, okay. Here we go. There you go. This is much better. So just looking at this and then this, and just what might that word be?
You want us to say it out loud or not?
Yeah, say it.
Oh.
If I point to it, you read it.
Okay. Kare.
Hare
Wa.
wa
Ken.
ken.
Yes.
Beautiful. Excellent. Kare wa ken desu. Nice job. So, what does kare mean? He. That's right. Good job. Okay, let's keep going.
Ken.
Ken.
Wa.
And then I'm gonna have Jesse count to like 3 before you go. No, you're good.
Takosu.
Takosu.
Ga.
Ga. You got the gesture. Ski.
Des.
Des. Perfect. And then Helen, if you want to unmute, you can. It's up to you though. So ken wa takosu ga ski desu. Nice job.
Ken.
Ken
Wa.
Wa.
wa mhm,
Takosu.
Takosu.
takosu
O.
o
Motemasen.
hi jozu hi
Sumimasen.
ken wa takosu o motte imasen. What is sen?
Not.
Not.
Yeah, so motte imasen. What does that one mean?
Doesn't have.
Doesn't
Yeah,
have.
doesn't have. Right, so this. Ken wa tacos o motte imasen. Nice job.
Ken.
Ken. Wa.
Wa.
Ureshi.
Ureshi.
Kunai.
Kunai. Yes.
Des.
Hi, Jozu desu. Ken wa ureshi kunai desu. Nice job.
Shiku.
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 Shiku, shiku. Wow, shiku, shiku.
Ken.
Ken.
Wa.
Wa. Imas.
Imas.
Imas, good job.
Imas.
Ken wa imas.
Imas.
Yeah, Ken says.
Watashi
Wa.
wa
Takosu.
takosu ga
Ga. Ski.
ski desu.
Des.
Dun, dun, dun.
Demo
Emma. Takosu.
takosu
O.
wa.
Wa,
Oh,
good job.
oh. Is O or wa?
It's a wa. Look at that. Watashi wa,
Wa.
ken
Good
wa, takosu wa. But O is
Wa.
okay in that sentence too. So it's perfect that you said O because that's what feels good to say. So that's right. But it's not wrong. Takosu wa.
Wa.
Motemasen.
Motemasen.
No, motimasen.
Takara.
Takara. Watashi
Toshi wa.
wa ureshi
Ureshi.
kunai
Kunai.
desu.
Des.
Oh, subarashi, Jozu. There's no translations. You guys just read that. Beautiful. How did that feel?
It's pretty amazing that
Right?
you can do that.
Right? Your
Pretty
ears
amazing.
are teaching your mouth what to say. Like you just know what it's gonna be. And then you
I
start
love all the colors.
recognizing them, right?
The colors help a lot.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's exactly how we did it too in our first class. It's a game changer to have the colors. Let's read that one more time because that
I
was
have a-
really good. Oh
I
yeah,
have
say
a
it again. Sorry.
question.
Yeah, please.
The de from demo
Yeah.
and the de from des,
Yeah.
it's the same character? Is it the
Yeah.
same meaning or just the same sound?
Yeah, that's the phonetic de.
That's the phonetic. Okay.
De. Good job. Yeah, I'll teach you all the craziness after. Explain it. But keep that if you have any questions like that or anything, yeah. or any notices that you have, you can say them anytime. It's really fun. I don't know. I love it when it's Chinese. I'm like, oh, that looks like that. Oh, yeah. I never stop talking. Okay, let's read it one more time because you guys did so good.
Watashi
Watashi
wa
wa takosu
takosu ga
ga
s-
i
oh,
desu.
yes.
Watashi wa takosu ga suki desu. Good. And I like how Jessie-san is doing gestures with it too. You can do gestures too as you read, but yeah, especially since Jessie-san, since you can't say it. Oh, you can't.
Demo
Emo
Demo, dun, dun, dun.
takosu
takosu wa
ga
mote imasen.
mottemasen.
はい。持っていません。はい、上手です。ふんふんふん。
だから、
Ara watashi
watashi wa
wa
ureshi kunai
kunai
desu.
desu.
おー、素晴らしい。上手。いいですね。Oh, there's the heart. I forgot that part. Oh, and his tears.
That's
Oh, はい。
Ken
En wa
wa Nihon
Mhm. 日本。
nihon ni
Yeah, good job. に
ikimasu.
Yeah, good job.
Ikimasu.
行きます。Let's do that one more time.
en
Ken
wa
wa
nihon
Nihon ni
ni
ikimasu.
ikimasu.
はい、上手。県は日本に行きます。し
Kare
Kare
wa
wa
all
all
yes
desu.
はい。彼はほうです。Good job.
all
All wa
wa
taco
taco
desu.
yes
はい。Oh, wrong punctuation. That's not a proper punctuation in Japanese. It has to be the circle. ほうはタコです。はい。
all
All
wa
is that
taco
wa?
That's a wa. Good job. That's right. Excellent. Ho wa. I think I should call that
taco
taco shop.
shop
I don't know what's tacos.
Taco shop. No
Good
no
job. No.
taco
taco
Taco.
yes
desu.
Excellent. Good job on this. No. Taco shop. No. Taco des.
all
All
wa
wa
taco
taco
su
su o
o mote
mote
imasu
ka
ah
Good. Yeah, that ka at the end is our question mark. So it's a written question mark. Ha wa tacos o motte imasu ka? And then my favorite word, not this one, the next one, but
ai
hi.
ai mochiron
chiron.
Mochiron. Mochiron.
taco
Taco no
all
all wa
wa
In fact, they locked themselves out.
taco su
two o or
I think that's o.
o Mote imasu.
What's the gesture for
Josu!
moteimasu?
I heard that. What was it for what?
What's the gesture for moteimasu?
Well, I just do this like you're holding something. Mote imasu and motemasen.
Okay.
That's what I usually do. Motemasen. Okay, one more time.
Tako
Tako no
no
o wa
takosu
takosu o
o mote
moteimasu.
imasu.
Hi. Taco no po wa takosu mote imasu.
Ken
Ken
wa
wa
imasu.
imasu.
Good job.
Watashi
Watashi wa
wa
takosu
takosu
ga
ga ureshi. Or no, ski
desu.
desu.
But
Yeah.
Ureshi makes sense because it's like he's starting to be happy or something might happen. But yeah, tacos ga ski desu.
He does.
Demo
Dun, dun,
Dun, dun,
dun.
dun.
takosu
Takosu
ga
wa
wa
Mhm.
mote
moteimasen.
Modemasen.
dakara
Dakara
watashi
watashi wa
wa ureshi
ureshi
kunai
kunai desu.
desu.
Hi, Josu desu. Ken-san, kawaiso. Hi, watashi wa takosu ga suki desu. Demo, takosu wa motte imasen. Dakara, watashi wa ureshi kunai desu. Oh, shiku shiku.
All
All wa
imasu.
a
Good
Okay.
job,
Ken
Ken san
san
Yeah, good job, Ken-san.
wa
wa
taco
Good job, Taco.
ga
Yeah.
ski desu ka
Good job. Let's read that one again.
e
Eh?
ken
Ken san
san
Ken-san.
wa
wa
taco
taco ga
ga ski
si
desu
desu ka
Taco ga suki desu ka?
dakara.
Oh, you're so close.
Uh,
This is a word that we probably only said once.
mot,
Arigato.
mot,
Oh, it is just like
arigato.
mochiron. It's very long like that.
moshi or mo.
Arigato.
Oh,
I didn't teach it to you very much. I think I only said it maybe twice. Arigato.
watashi
Watashi
wa
ga
Yeah.
ureshi desu.
Yay! Good job. Watashi ga ureshii desu. Yay. The end. Hi, Joseph. You guys just read a whole book. A whole book. This is a book. A whole story. How do you feel?
in characters.
In characters.
Pretty cool.
It's
Wait till
really
I tell
cool.
you all of these other little secrets are out here. Look at this. In Japanese, there are 3 scripts, 4 if you include Romaji, which is how we learned with like TAKOSU tacos. So that's 1. And then we have these curvy letters here. These ones that have all these little swirls, but they're not so complicated like this one. So they're a little bit more simple, if we can even call them simple, because, you know, anything that's different, it feels a lot in the beginning. Those are called hiragana. So hiragana is for native Japanese words. So Ken is Japanese. And so his name is written in hiragana because that's his name, Ken. And then obviously the particles are Japanese, so wa. And then suki, that's written in hiragana because it's a Japanese word. Des is a Japanese word. All of these curvy, pretty letters are hiragana for Japanese words. And then in about 600, the Japanese found these beautiful kanji in China, and they said, ooh, we want to have that in our language because we have so many, what is it called? The homonyms, the ones that sound the same, but different meanings? Yeah. So if we had these, we can actually like differentiate between what things mean. It'll make things more clear. So, and I'm very much simplifying what happened, but these are the Chinese characters, which we call kan, which is from the word Chinese, not Chugoku Chinese, but a different word for Chinese. So kan and then ji. Ji means character. So kanji. And so this is a kanji and watashi is a kanji. Can you find any kanji in this line?
The motemas, the first.
Yeah. The very first character of motte imasu is a kanji. And then ureshi is a kanji. So they use these kanji with their hiragana for the Japanese words. And
So
then
the second character in the ureshi is hiragana, and the first one is the
kanji.
It's
That's
kanji.
right. So they mix them up in Japanese. If it was Chinese, it would just all be kanji or hanzu. But in Japanese, we mix them together. Yeah.
But isn't takosu?
Yeah, that's the next one.
Okay. Okay, never mind. You get to it.
And then the third one is for the loan words. So the non-Japanese words, we use the sharp looking characters for words like tacos. Paul's name should also be at Poru. Our names, all of us, we don't have a Japanese name, so all of us would have a katakana name. Words like bread, which is pan, which is, you know, like in Spanish and Portuguese and almost every other language, pan. T-shatsu for a t-shirt, kohi, coffee, latte, all of those words that are non-Japanese words, they're in katakana. Katakana is very sharp, and it looks like a katana. Cut it. That's how I try to help my students remember the difference between hiragana and katakana. So katakana is for the non-native words. So you just read something in 3 different scripts. Very well. Yeah, that was amazing. Do you have, what questions do you have or whatnot for me before I move on to our next level up?
I have a question.
Yeah, ask me, please.
At the end of the sentence, you see you have a little circle.
Yes.
Even if it's a question, do you also use the circle?
Yeah, good
With
job.
the ka, it seems to be followed by the circle.
Yeah, that's the question mark. The ka part is because when we're speaking, it's a verbal question mark. There's a lot of verbal grammar in Japanese. So literally you could just speak with a monotone voice if you wanted to, and they would still know, like, is it a question or a statement? Or you can even do, there's a letter yo for an exclamation mark, to show emphasis on something. So you could be like, watashi wa tacos ga suki desu yo. And it means I like tacos, but you just can say it monotone. Or tacos ga suki desu ka? And automatically, you know, oh, that's a question because it ended in ka. But yeah, all the sentences end in this period.
Okay.
They can use exclamation marks and question marks in casual writing to their friends or whatnot, but when we are just, you know, doing these official sentences, we just have this period at the end. And I don't know if you noticed the comma looks a little different as well. This is what the Japanese comma looks like. We call it a 10.
Would they actually put a comment in there? I mean,
Yeah,
is that?
yeah. Dema, dakara. Yep, right there.
Okay.
Yeah, good
Okay.
question. Any other questions that are coming up? Even for
It's
Angie?
just a language history question. How come watashi looks different from
Wo.
the wa?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. But we asked that too in our Chinese class. We're like, hey, some of these are not the same.
Not the
I
same.
think it's just when they adopted it. Honestly, that's my idea. Angie, do you know the answer to that?
No, I don't.
I don't-
But watashi in Chinese character means private. So that kind of makes sense.
Uh-huh.
More like an individual. Yeah.
Interesting. So my guess too is that, and this kind of goes with some of the katakana words too. It's like when it was adopted into the Japanese language, it just was whatever the meaning was to the people that adopted it in that moment, or how it sounded to the people who adopted it in the moment that it was adopted.
Mhm.
There's some katakana words that sound more British and then some that sound really American. So I always just like imagine like, oh, this probably was brought in like the 40s or 50s. Oh, this one was probably brought in like the 20s. Like it's really interesting. It's really fun.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can look
And
it up.
for personal, the word for personal in Chinese is 私人, which is watashi, the character, using the character watashi. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that kind of makes sense when I learned it, even though it's not 我,
Yeah.
you know, but still
But
makes
the
sense.
meaning
Yeah.
is there. Yeah.
Yes.
You can figure it out by context.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. It's really fun learning how to read Japanese and then starting to learn to read Chinese because some of the characters have a
Mhm.
similar sound, the way that
Mhm.
they're read. Not all. And then some of them have a pretty different meaning, but some of them have a similar enough meaning. So you can understand a lot. It's really fun. Any other observations or questions?
Yes, I have a question. So I was thinking, is it because we have practiced the script for so many weeks,
Mm-hmm.
so we kind of know the words. So are
Exactly.
we really reading the characters, or are we just kind of matching what we know? If we scramble all these words, can we still read it? Because I was thinking
Exactly
that.
all of those things.
Uh-huh.
So when we first start reading, we get a reading of words that we know. Usually, if I was doing real CCR, I would give you a different story with the same words and the same kinds of sentences and stuff, but I've never had a class ready to read from this story before, so that's why I don't have one. But I figured it feels better if we are reading the story that we know. But yeah, that's what you're doing. So you see watashi wa, and maybe you even already memorized this whole thing, but now that you're saying, okay, that's watashi wa tacos ga suki desu. I know that's what it's gonna say. And so yeah, you're matching it. And then you're gonna see it again, and you're gonna see it again. And in classes, hey guys, I'm still teaching. Hold on, okay? Sorry. They're like playing games that are really noisy. Mirai, stop, please. Yes, I can. And then you are matching them and matching them, and then pretty soon you can start reading them. So the first couple of stories when I was reading in my Chinese class, I was like, oh, I can just know and I can predict what it's going to be, because the word after wo is going to be sure. Like, I just know watashi, it's probably going to just be wa. And then I start to recognize the wa. And then every time I see it, helps that it's also green. But I bet if I gave you a story similar in black and white, you could probably still read it. You'll take a minute, and we would definitely have to practice this story a lot more times before we can get there. But yeah, I don't know. It's very cool. It's very fun. Hi, Helen-san.
So I have another question. I just noticed with the, where it says Kin says,
Mm-hmm.
the three different pieces are separated, but when it's in the, like the quotes,
Mhm.
it's all like almost like it's one word.
Yeah, I was waiting for someone to notice that. That's why I kept asking, anything else? Anything else? So
I just now noticed it.
yeah, it takes a long time. There's a lot to process here. There's so much stuff, and I'm giving you the slide with the most text. So I did this on purpose too. So real Japanese, it's just like this. There's no spaces in between. This is the biggest space you can get, but that's actually how much space comma has in the Japanese script. And because it's color coordinated, I squished them together and just wanted to see like what will happen. Can you read it? And you guys all did perfect. But when we have new learners, this is especially helpful, in my opinion, in learning Chinese, because it's kanji, 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 kanji. And so having a space between the words is really helpful. And when you're first learning Japanese, having spaces is really helpful. So you can break down the words, and then usually in another level, maybe a story later or a couple stories later, we'll start to squish the particles next to the word in front of it, because that's how we read it. Ken wa imasu. Watashi wa takosu ga suki desu. So that kind of, the sounds kind of go together. I remember in the very beginning when I was teaching this class, I said, kare wa ken desu, and somebody was like, wait, is it kare wa or kare wa? So it is, that's how it is. You just, sometimes the particles get stuck together. But usually I don't explain all of that kind of stuff to students just learning, but I'm just assuming there's probably Japanese teachers watching who, I don't know, just it's nice to have that extra little explanation of why. But yeah. Okay, now let's try. Let's try. Oh, I forgot my whole first part. I was gonna have us read this first, but it's okay. It doesn't matter. Let's try this version. And let's try reading this. And then all of you guys can read. If you are a strong reader already, just count in your head 1 and then say it. Or once everybody has started saying it, you can say it too. But let's all read this together. And then in Japanese, we say ready, go, like this. Say no.
Kare
Kare wa
wa
ken
ken desu.
desu.
All right. And what does that mean? Kare wa ken desu. What does it mean?
He is
Means ken.
Yeah, he is kin. And this is kare. What kind of word is ken? I mean, not ken, kare.
kanji.
Yeah, it's kanji. That's right. It's a Chinese character. And then
I
how?
was gonna say it's a pronoun.
Oh, yes, it is. Very good. Excellent. That is also correct. Yeah, it's a kanji pronoun. And then what is this? Is this for native words? Is it hiragana or is it for?
Hiragana.
Yeah,
Hiragana.
it's hiragana for native Japanese words. So the particle wa, Ken, his name, and then des is. Kare wa Ken desu.
In
Ken
wa
wa
taco
takosu
ga
ga
Mhm,
ski
ski des.
mhm.
des.
Good. Ken wa takosu ga ski des. Excellent. All right. Do you see any kanji in here? Which ones are the kanji? Jesse, you can answer too if you want for these. The
Suki.
ski. Yeah, ski. Ski
Ski.
has a kanji right here. That's right. Ski. And then how about any katakana? The loan word.
Takosu.
Takosu.
Takosu. Yeah, nice and sharp. Takosu. Ken wa takosu ga suki desu.
Des.
Hi. And then Joy-san, you recognize this day already. This is actually one of the first letters that my students noticed too, because of the des and the demo. And obviously they see the wa
Wa.
too. Wa, and then that de. De. Yeah. So these letters are, oh yeah, go ahead, Helen.
You can finish what you were saying first.
Okay, I was just gonna say these letters are, the hiraganas are phonetics. So this is de, su. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that was kind of my question.
Oh, okay.
Wanting to like let's see, the wa, is it
Yeah.
the line is the wa and the others ah, or how do you break up
That's a
the sound?
good question. That's kind of how Korean is, but for Japanese, this whole thing is a wa.
The whole thing, okay.
And this is ke and ken.
So that's really only two characters, the kin.
That's right.
Okay.
Ken wa, and then ta, ko, su, ga, su, ki, de, su. But we just say des. That oo just kind of drops off. Actually, I want to tell you another thing. So sometimes when we do cold character readings, we break down characters. So this character, this kanji for ski is a woman. This is a woman. And then this over here is a child. So it's like a mother and child. Ski. So I don't know. They like each other. We'll just go a little bit more. What's this?
Ken
In wa
wa
takosu
takosu
ga
o.
or
Oh,
Or ga.
yeah, because it's something different, right? It's not, it doesn't look like that ga. So it has to be something else. And we know wa and ga and oh, yeah. Oh,
mote
Motemasen.
man. Hi. Motte imasen. How can we remember that this kanji means motte imasen? Like it's part of the word motte imasen. It's just mo. Motte imasen. What does it look like? Or is there some kind of like sound connection or visual connection we can make so we can remember that that's motte imasen?
That sort of looks like mo, except it's kind of backwards on the first part, on the left-hand side
Oh,
of it,
yeah,
except it's not, it's turned the wrong way.
right. So Jesse-san knows what the hiragana mo looks like, which is, I'm going to do my best. I am really bad at drawing with my mouse, but we can try. Oh, okay, it's not bad.
Good job.
Mo is a hiragana letter. So yeah, if you know the hiragana, that's helpful for understanding. What else? What does it look like? Or are there any visual connections you can make? Because these are really great for when you're reading and writing. So if you can connect it to the letter that it is or something like that.
Is it a hand radical?
It is on the left. Good
So
job.
that's holding something.
Yes, you're
If you know
multi-massing.
your radicals.
Multi-mass. That's right. So this is the hand. Yeah. A lot of my students say it looks like if this is a person standing and this is their hands and they're carrying all of these packages or something, or they're putting it onto the desk, they're multi-massing it. Multi-mass.
You have it. And is the te is like day, except it doesn't have the mark.
Yeah, that's right. It is. It's a day without, we call those 10-10s. 10-10. Yeah, it's just the day instead of or a te instead of a day. Yeah, good job. Good job. Did anyone think like this kind of looks like an N, like a lowercase n? I mean, it obviously looks more like an H, but you know.
It looks like an N. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's keep going.
And
N wa
wa ureshi
ureshi kunai
kunai desu.
desu.
Beautiful. Let's look at this ureshi kanji. Does it look like something that we've already learned? Another purple one from before? This little piece right here.
Suki?
Yeah, it's
Suki?
the ski. It's the woman from ski. So I don't know. I just like saying like the woman is so happy. Yeah. My students say like this looks like a nose and like a mustache and a mouth. I don't know. I don't see their little faces that they see, but maybe you can see. So they're happy and there's a woman. I don't know, Urishi. But
It's half of a double happiness symbol that you
yeah.
see at Chinese New Year.
Yes, exactly. It is. Yeah, you know a lot more.
I've got a lot of characters, so that
Yeah.
helps.
That's exactly
reading
how I am
kanji.
in Chinese. It's so helpful when I'm reading Chinese. But yeah, so it's happy. These little squares are mouths. So if you had two mouths, you'll be so happy. I don't know. Can eat
Oh,
more.
can I share something?
Yeah, please go for it.
The particle or components on the right actually is happiness. The upper part is drum, and the lower part is mouth. So you think about drumming and singing, it's the happiness.
With the woman drumming. Woo! That's awesome.
That's right. So ureshi desu.
Crazy. Yeah, I love it. Nice. Yeah, so usually this is another one for like teachers. So usually the first time I let students just make up anything that they see just to make any connection. And then as they start making these connections, and then as they start seeing oh, that's the same thing from the ski kanji. Oh yeah, this means woman. And then if they like, how come there's always those little boxes? Oh, that's actually a mouth. So we just slowly get into it and give them the real things. And like me in the beginning, yeah, I was like, when I first learned how to write Japanese, I was just like anything that it could look like. But then, oh, my favorite was when I got to hear like exactly what Angie just said. When you start talking about, oh, that's woman, that's drum, that's mouth. Like, oh, that part for me is so exciting. But, case by case, every learner is different. Everybody likes something different, but I like to know like the kanjis. That was my favorite part about Japanese was writing. And then
Shiku.
Shiku.
what is shiku written in? Is it kanji? Hiragana? Katakana?
Hiragana.
Hiragana is for the Japanese, the beautiful flowy round ones. This one is katakana. It's sharp. Do you notice how it's like does it look sharp to you, kind of? With this little
The
sharp
coup
corner?
looks sharp, yeah.
Yeah, the ku definitely looks sharp. Yeah, the she's not so sharp. You're right. Shiku. So this is like if it was like a comic book or something. We do a lot of the sound words in katakana just to show some emphasis or that it's a sound or yeah, one of the onomatopoeias. Shiku.
And
And
wa imasu.
imas.
Yeah, ken wa imasu. So the reading for this kanji is actually an E, but it's easier for us to differentiate. So we say imas plus this goes with things related to speaking or reading or language or something like that. So that's the imas. Imas. So ken wa imasu. And oh, somebody's here. Hi, Helen-san.
So on the imas, so how many different, is that 4 characters or 5 characters?
Oh, good question. It's just one. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4.
So the one that's the second one has 2 components?
Yeah, good. It has, we call them strokes. So when you
Strokes.
are writing it, it's a stroke, or like usually in Japan, originally they used a paintbrush. So each knee. So yeah, we call them strokes. So yeah, it's 2 strokes each.
I'm curious, just this is a random question, but in the US you have there's a lot of people that have a hard time writing. Is that an issue in Japan? Like, do some children have a hard time with the fine motor, or do they? How is that?
That's a really good question. And I only know from my experience of watching my daughter when she went to school when she was little, they do a lot of fine motor skill building when they're little. They have lots of manipulables that they wiggle around, move around. They're cutting. Like I remember in kindergarten, she could cut out the most like detailed shapes. And I was like, that's better than I can do.
So, what age do they actually have them starting on the writing?
It can be from 3, 4, 5, maximum would be 5 years old, like the oldest it would be. But a lot of kids just start writing early, or their parents really encourage them. They do a thing where they say 10 books a day from birth. So as soon as your baby is born, you read them 10 books a day. Even if it's the same book, you read it over and over again. And then because it's a phonetic language where this is always K, this is always this is always, well, this one has an exception. It's wa or ha. This is always E, this is always ma, this is always su. And if I am reading to you over and over again, and su and ki, and you know, it's just like how you read just now. You can predict what it's going to say. If I read this book to you once, you knew all the words, you can predict what it's going to say. So you start to associate, oh, that's tacos. Oh, that's ga. Oh, that's ski. It's like sight words. You know, remember that old like 70s, 80s like sight words thing, like teaching kids how to read using the flashcards like sight word style. It's almost like that. So kids learn how to read really quick, and then because they can read, then they can start to learn how to write. And it's part of the culture, I think, to want to get your kid ahead academically. A lot of people have kids using little workbooks or going to study schools, but they call it like playing with Japanese or English or whatever they're learning. But yeah, they start pretty early. And just like anywhere, people have delays in recognition and writing and things like that, but they have a lot of supports, I think, just from what I observe. I'm trying to think. If someone is delayed in learning, I think they just practice. Like we in high school even had to do 50 to 100 times every character every week, so we could remember them. Literacy is higher in Japan. If you're dyslexic with spelling or sound to letter recognition, I don't know them all, I'd have to look it up, but there's a lot of ways that reading Chinese or Japanese is better for a dyslexic brain. Writing also, because it connects to a different part of your brain than our ABCs and the way that we phonetically read things. I don't have any research though to support it, like off the top of my head, but you can look into it, or if you're really interested, I can find something. There's something like a 10th grader could read at a 16-year-old reading level in Japanese, but then for reading English, it was like a second grade level for someone who was native, like a bilingual speaker and reader because of dyslexia. I don't know. But because I've heard those things and I've seen some research on that, I really push my kids who are like, oh, I can't even read in English, I'm not going to be able to read Japanese. And I was like, wait, let me tell you. And I'm like, if you suck at spelling, Japanese is amazing because it's always the same. I suck at spelling, so I love Japanese for that reason. So it's really nice. But yeah, you just get a lot of writing practice when you're little, and it's so extreme. I don't know if I should say extreme, that sounds bad, but I remember every single one of my friends who had little kids, when you go to their bathroom, they have a chart of whoever, like if they have a 3rd grader and a 5th grader, they have the 3rd grade kanji and the 5th grade kanji on the bathroom wall. So when you're sitting on the toilet, you are studying your kanji. Like, yeah, literacy is big.
Fantastic.
Angie, do you have anything to add, like in China or Taiwan, like how Hanzi is approached and how kids, if they have any writing difficulties or delays, like what happens with that?
Oh, well, I'm not sure.
You're not sure. Okay.
I'm not sure, but I know that we start around 1st grade,
Okay,
2nd
1st
grade.
grade.
But before
Okay.
that, because I came from Taiwan,
Mhm.
we don't really learn pinyin. We learn
Oh yeah.
注音. 注音 is it's a different phonetic system. It's more close to
Hiragana?
character components.
Oh.
Yeah, very similar to katakana.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yes. So by the time we finish the system, we have a good foundation on writing characters. Yeah, it's very different than pinyin, and it's very funny. It's easier for me to read characters than in Romaji or in pinyin. I have to pause. But if I read character or just like this, I find this easier for me. Yeah, so I like character more, like a single character more.
Yeah. There's definitely a point where you switch and you're like, oh, Romaji, that's so painful to read. But there's a time where if you see characters, you're like, no. So I don't know when it happens, but there's definitely a switch. Jesse, how about you? Which is easier? Because I know sometimes you guys have asked me like, oh, can we just have it in the characters? So have you hit that? Do you feel like you have
I do not
prefer?
I do not like Romanji at all.
Oh, okay, so you're definitely already in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have sometimes I have trouble with the kanji.
Yeah, of course.
I've got an app that I play with on my phone all the time, and it has you write out the stuff. And so I'm constantly doing it. And I have a notebook, and I'll sit there and I'll practice the characters. Mine looks so crappy. I want one of those big paintbrushes like they do.
I speed write like no other. My English and my Japanese is like
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. And like if you love it, then you're gonna go really quickly through it. And if you're like, oh no, like I have kids that are still on the first 5 letters of hiragana because they're like, oh, please don't make us do this. And then I have other kids that are finished with the whole like 2 charts, and they're like, okay, can we do kanji? And I'm like, yeah, we can do kanji. You're like, yeah, it's fun. But it takes time. And then once it starts to click, then all of a sudden it's like so slow. Oh, and then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, I can do this. Oh, it's fun. It's really fun. Like Angie was saying too, like with the little pieces, you start to notice like, oh, and Joy, you were saying, oh, that's the hand radical. Yeah, it is. So you start to notice like, look, there's a mouth right here. There's a mouth here. Oh, the drum, but there's a
Isn't
mouth.
is that a lid on top?
Yeah, honestly, I thought it was the bean. I thought it was bean, like
too.
mame. I don't know how to say it in Chinese, but
Dough.
like the tofu mame.
It's a
kanji.
dough from tofu.
Yeah, that little mouth with the 2 lines and underneath. So I didn't even know that that was a drum. So now I learned something, and I'm like, ooh, this is exciting. Also, I don't know if anyone noticed, but I wrote ski in hiragana here, but in the other one,
Yes,
I wrote it in
I
kanji.
noticed.
I
Okay,
noticed.
I knew Jesse would,
Yeah.
but I wasn't sure if Joy or Helen noticed that or not. So that's the thing too. You can write them in hiragana. You can write them in kanji. There's a set of like standard used kanji that almost every time in every advertisement or article or whatever the word is written, whether it's a kanji or it's hiragana, which is pretty cool too. Okay, we'll probably stop here because we're at time, but I just want to give you a little taste of what it's like. We still technically, I think, have one more class. Is there anything special that you guys want to do for that class? Do you want to try writing? I can show you how I do it with my kids. We don't exactly have all the practice that we would have that my students do, but we can still try it. Or something else. We want to try reading a parallel story. So similar story using the same words but in a different way. Or are
I
you
would like
like,
that.
I'm done with this class. Bye. Poor Jessie's stuck for life. She has, well, you do have a choice, but
Hey, I'm here because I
you're gonna
want
see
to be
twice a
here.
week. That's right.
Any of that you suggested was good.
Okay. You just want to do all the things. That's how I am too. I'm like, yes, please.
Everything.
Things.
That. How about
I
Joy?
like the parallel story idea.
Okay. I think that's a good idea too. A parallel story is fun.
I
Okay.
tried the sentence by sentence reading,
Yeah.
my English class.
Oh,
You
cool.
can read a sentence. So we're learning English and we have
Yeah.
multiple first languages.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, okay, read the sentence, and the next person translates that sentence and reads the next sentence in English. And so we just
Yes.
translated into your language, and my husband was translating into Spanish, and I was trying to translate it into Japanese, and
Ooh,
I made a mistake and they corrected me. And so I think that was good.
that's awesome.
For my students to see me make a mistake,
Yeah. And like how you fix it or how you're like, oh, I get it. Oh, okay, that's cool. Like, oh yeah, that's so powerful to model. Yeah, that's kind of the next step is like ping pong reading, and then we can do like closed reading, and there's Mad Libs where you start adding things. Yeah, there's lots of different ways. Helen, you were in the 301. Did we do that, or was it the 201, Jesse, that we were talking about reading this time?
He was doing things yesterday. Remember the Eric Richards book?
Oh, the writing one. Yeah.
But you were reading, he was getting you to
Oh yeah,
read
you're
the
reading
writing.
so that you can write. Yeah, that's right. Oh,
Yeah.
we should do those.
That was really
That would be
cool.
fun. We could do that with this. And I never thought that I could give my students writing right away after doing this reading, but I gave them work where I told them that they can write in Romaji. Well, actually, I didn't even tell them. I didn't even imagine that they would write in characters. I just gave them the assignment and I said, just answer the questions in Japanese. And they wrote back with characters. And I was like, what did you do? How did you do that? And they're like, I don't know. They wasn't in characters. So we answered in characters. And I was like, oh, okay. And it was so cute because Angie, you would appreciate it. Like a person who's never studied like stroke order, just writing, oh, it's the cutest thing. I'm sure I have them somewhere. It was just adorable. But also I could read it. Like it's not bad at all. And then I was like, I kind of taught them like left to right, top to bottom, outside, inside, close it tight. Like there's a little saying for how to do characters, and then as they practice more and learn more like individual hiragana katakanas, then they kind of get a feel for how to do the kanji right. But oh, it was amazing. And I was like, dang, some of them wrote in Romaji. Like that's totally what I expected. Oh, that's what I told them. I said, answer in Japanese. I don't care about spelling. That's what I told them. So in my brain, I assumed they were all going to write in Romaji. But yeah, when they wrote back in characters, I was like, Craig, guess what? And I told Terry too, and she's like, I know, that's what they do. And I was like, okay. Of course that's what they're gonna do. But it does make sense. It would be easier to answer in characters because if you don't know how to spell it, but you have a character to look at, it is easier to do it. And you know what the meaning is. So yeah. Hello?
Who's this?
That's my Toki, my son. Can you tell? Do we have the same face? His no, one of my coworkers was at a baseball game with him and his mom is a teacher at my school, and then obviously the coworker is too, and she goes, is that Missy's kid? And I was like, what?
I think
Yeah,
it's a
Jessie,
friendly reminder that it's time to get away from work. Mom, you're working too much.
Oh,
Yeah.
not right now.
No, I mean after.
Maybe.
Maybe?
Yeah, not right now though.
Really?
If you let me finish this class,
Okay,
yes. Because
really?
I've already kept them 6 extra minutes.
Oh, naughty.
Yeah. I'm naughty.
Well, Missy, and everyone, I think I have to say goodbye because next Thursday I have my parent-teacher conference at the same time. And then today, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's because we had a short week, but I forgot.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh.
And this is the day you do the writing. I didn't. Anyways, I'll watch the recording.
The reading, yeah. Yeah,
Oh.
just read along and pretend that it's a live class. That's what I had to do with Spanish whenever I missed it. It's not as fun, but it's still fun. And if you have questions, you can just email me and let me know. Ooh, conferences.
Thank you so much, though, for giving us all this time and the wonderful lessons.
Well,
I
thank
loved
you
it.
too, because it's such a good experience as a teacher. Obviously, students, it's a good student experience too, but it's good as a teacher too, because every time you teach someone new, you learn something new and you get different ideas, and you learn that this is drum, not a mouth. It's so exciting.
Not a bean. I thought it was a bean.
I thought it was bean. I always did. I was like, there's earth, bean,
Earth,
mouth.
bean, mouth.
It's a drum. Now I want to look up all the drum words that I know and see if Japanese also uses it or not, because I don't think I know the kanjis for the drums. But I will learn. Yeah. Alrighty, we'll end it for today, and then I'll see you guys again next week. Except Noemi-san, good luck with your conferences, but I'm sure I'll see you again throughout the TPRS book world.
Yes.
Yeah, and we talked about like nationals and stuff here. I'll stop recording. Thank you to everybody who's watching. If you have questions, you can ask me too. And I'm gonna